The US-China trade war has escalated as the White House has announced that it would impose tariffs of 25% on $50 billion worth of Chinese goods. Beijing has said that it would retaliate by imposing equal tariffs on American products. The tariffs would affect China's manufacturing, aerospace and auto industries. A United States judge has sent former Trump campaign head Paul Manafort to jail over a charge of witness tampering. Manafort now awaits trial. Manafort was a target of Special Counsel Robert Mueller's investigation into Russia's role in the 2016 U.S. presidential elections. U.S. President Donald Trump has said a watchdog's report which absolved the FBI of playing a biased role in the handling of that probe into Hillary Clinton's use of private email server was false. Trump said that the FBI inquiry was totally biased against him. United States President Donald Trump has said that has given a direct number to North Korean leader Kim Jong-un after their historic summit in Singapore. Earlier this week, Trump also hinted that he would call Kim on June 17. The United States Attorney General Jeff Sessions invoked a verse from the Bible to justify separating children from their parents at the U.S.-Mexico border. Interestingly, the verse cited by Sessions has earlier been used to justify slavery. Hundreds of people marched to the Metropolitan Detention Center in Los Angeles City in the United States to protest against the separation of immigrant children from their parents at the U.S.-Mexico border. The march called Return the Children was organized by a group called Families Belong Together. Chinese President Xi Jinping has stressed on building an elite maritime force. Xi also emphasized the need to implement the ruling Communist Party's ideology on strengthening the military while he was inspecting the Navy. The Saudi-led coalition backing the exiled Yemeni government has seized two entrances to the airport in Yemen's main port city of Hodeidah. The coalition had launched an offensive against the Iran-aligned Houthi rebels. The United Nations has said that the offensive might lead to a famine as 70% of aid to Yemen comes from the Hodeidah port. Turkey's main opposition candidate held a massive rally in his electoral stronghold just days before the country's presidential elections. The rally was attended by thousands of his supporters. French President Emmanuel Macron met Italy's Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte in French capital of Paris. This was the first meeting between the European leaders after their war of words over Italy's rejection of migrants. The international aid organization Oxfam has slammed Italy and France for the treatment of migrants at their border. Oxfam had released a report on the plight of migrants in Europe. The President of Egypt, Abdel al-Sisi, has pardoned more than 3,000 prisoners ahead of the Eid al-Fitr celebrations. Many of the prisoners were accused of not returning debts. Al-Sisi has issued pardons several times a year, including on major national holidays. The released prisoners often include students and young protesters. Greece and Macedonia will sign an accord to change the name of Macedonia to the Republic of Northern Macedonia on June 17. The name deal is expected to end a 27-year-long dispute between the two countries. The deal will be signed in a city located on the border of Greece and Macedonia. Both the leaders were criticized of trying to capitalize on nationalism through the deal. Over 600 migrants headed to Spain on 3 boats, the original Aquarius, which rescued them, and 2 accompanying boats from the Italian government. The Aquarius's plight had caused a rift among European nations, but Spain agreed to take the migrants after Italy and Malta refused to do so. An Australian filmmaker went on trial in Cambodia over charges of endangering national security after he was arrested for flying a drone over an opposition rally. Last year, 69-year-old James Ricketson was charged with collecting information which was in the interest of the nation. Ricketson had also been accused of spying for foreign nations. The charges carry a jail sentence of up to 10 years. Portugal's parliament overwhelmingly approved a bill on the legalized marijuana-based medicines after rejecting earlier proposals to allow patients to grow the drug at home. The European nation had decriminalized the use of all drugs in the year 2001 to fight a heroin epidemic. Former tennis world number 1 Boris BECKER has invoked diplomatic immunity to avoid bankruptcy proceedings in Britain. The German sports legend has claimed that his unpaid role as a sports attaché for the Central African Republic gave him a diplomatic immunity. The 50-year-old was declared bankrupt in June 2017. He's selling some of his memorabilia, including Wimbledon trophies, in an effort to reduce his debts. Family-owned high-end Italian fashion brand Missoni has sold 41.2% stakes in a bid to expand business. The move is also expected to lead to public listing of the brand in recent years. Several Italian houses, including Gucci and Fendi, turned to conglomerates to ensure their future. Tech giant Apple has signed a multi-year deal with famous American television host Oprah Winfrey for new original programs which will be streamed online. Apple did not specify whether Winfrey would appear in any of the shows, but she's expected to have an on-screen role as a host and interviewer. The Apple deal is expected to rival Netflix, reached a similar agreement with former U.S. President Barack Obama and his wife Michelle Obama. Oscar-winning actress Natalie Portman has said that her Howard classmate Jared Kushner has turned into a supervillain. Kushner is a senior advisor to U.S. President Donald Trump and also the husband of Trump's daughter Ivanka. Portman also said that Kushner wasn't a very bright student. The Black Swan actress and Kushner graduated from the Ivy League Institute in the year 2003. Hundreds of people attended the funeral of veteran Indian journalist Shujal Bukhari, who was shot dead by gunmen in Srinagar in the Indian state of Jammu and Kashmir. Bukhari was the editor-in-chief of the Rising Kashmir newspaper. The state police has arrested one of the suspects in the murder case. Meanwhile, the United States State Department has condemned Bukhari's killing. The floods in the northeast region of India have claimed the lives of over a dozen of people. The states of Assam, Manipur, Mizoram and Tripura were worst hit by floods which resulted from heavy rainfall. Train services in the region have been suspended while roads remained inundated. The Assam government has asked for the army's help in relief work. World Cup fever has reached its zenith in Mexico as fans of the national team are praying to a small figure of Jesus dressed in the Mexican national football uniform in the hope that the team wins big. The religious figure has been dressed in various national team jerseys in previous World Cups, and it is common for the faithful to leave small toys as offerings. Dozens of cyclists set off from the French city of WION for a marathon trip to China on solar-powered bikes. The marathon will cover a distance of 13,000 kilometers. The one-of-a-kind journey is expected to span over 100 days. Fans of French rock star Johnny Hallyday gathered in a church in Paris to remember the music legend on his 75th birthday anniversary. Hallyday, who passed away last year, is credited for introducing the European nation to rock and roll music. The Toronto police has released surveillance footage as Canadian authorities investigate the theft of a Banksy print from an unauthorized exhibition of the British-based anonymous graffiti artist's work. A man who has covered his face is seen whisking away with the print. English scientist Stephen Hawking's ashes were interred beside Charles Darwin and Isaac Newton at Westminster Abbey. In London, several noted Britons, including Sherlock actor Benedict Cumberbatch and the members of the band Pink Floyd, attended the final farewell of the astrophysics giant. Tourists got to watch the history of Portugal projected over their heads onto the walls and arches of a ruined church in the Portuguese capital of Lisbon. The multimedia show Lisbon Under Stars has been drawing up to 500 visitors a night to the landmark Carmo Church. The scenes showed various events, including explorer Vasco da Gama's discovery of India. There's no end to animals predicting victory in FIFA World Cup. An elephant is German zoo predicted that Germany would be out of the tournament very soon. In another instance, a polar bear in West German zoo predicted that Germany would defeat Mexico. Germany will face Mexico in its opening match in the FIFA World Cup on June 17th. Earlier, a psychic cat called Achilles in Russia had successfully predicted that Russia would win its opening match against Saudi Arabia. In a unique protest, male lawyers in the American city of Chicago wore heels to their work to protest against gender violence and rape. About 20 lawyers from the Chicago Bar Association participated in the protest called Walk a Mile in Her Shoes. It is being celebrated across India. We leave you with visuals of morning prayers from Jama Masjid on your screens there. Bollywood artists including Salman Khan, Katrina Kaif and Akshay Kumar have been sued by an Indian-American company which alleged they refused to perform at a United States concert which was organized to celebrate 100 years of the Indian cinema in the year 2013. Despite having taken money, the Chicago-based Vibrant Group has also sought damages of at least $1 million. Apart from the actors, the group has also sued singers Udit Narayan and Alka Yagnik. Bollywood superstar Amitabh Bachchan will donate $0.2 million to army martyrs' families and to the cause of repayment of farmers' loans. Sharing news articles on the Bachchan tweeted, and I quote, "Yes, I can and I will." The actor has reportedly handpicked a team to list and locate authentic organizations that will ensure the money reaches the designated people in need. Bollywood actor Hrithik Roshan, who will play the matchmaking Anand Kumar in an upcoming biopic on the latter titled Super 30, will host a party for 26 students of Kumar's Super 30 Academy who cracked the JEE Advanced 2018. The entrance test is taken lakhs of Indian students every year to get a seat in the coveted Indian Institutes of Technology. American news channel CNN will air all of its remaining episodes of late chef Anthony Bourdain's Parts Unknown and complete the show's 11th season. The network went ahead with its regularly scheduled edition of Parts Unknown 2 days after Bourdain's death, which included a special introduction by network anchor Anderson Cooper. Bourdain was amongst the world's most influential chefs. Science fiction in London with Avengers and Star Trek actor Benedict Cumberbatch among those paying tribute to the late physicist Professor Stephen Hawking. Cumberbatch, who played the scientist in the 2004 TV movie Hawking, gave a reading at a memorial service which was held at the prestigious Westminster Abbey. Sports news now. Cristiano Ronaldo netted a hat-trick as Portugal played out a thrilling 3-3 draw with Iberian rivals Spain in their Group B opener at Sochi. Diego Costa's brace had cancelled out Ronaldo's first half a double and a Nacho Fernandez strike put 2010 champion Spain in front, but Ronaldo curled home a sublime free kick with 2 minutes remaining to ensure the share of spoils for the reigning European champions. In the other Group B match on the day, Iran secured their first World Cup win in 20 years by edging Morocco in a cagey affair at St. Petersburg. Both sides were virtually inseparable throughout the match, but an unfortunate own goal from substitute Aziz Bouhaddouz in the 95th minute gave Iran an unlikely win, sending them to the top of the group standings. In the earlier kickoff on Friday, two-time champions Uruguay too needed a late winner to secure a 1-0 win over Egypt. Jose Jimenez rose the highest to head home, an 89-minute winner for Oscar Tavares' side. And the World Cup action spreads to two new groups today. Starting with 1998 champions France taking on reigning nation champions Australia in their Group C opener. France are one of the favourites to lift the titles in Russia, and Australia must find a way to neutralise the attacking threat that Didier Deschamps has at his disposal if they want to progress into the knockout stages. The other Group C game sees Peru taking on Denmark at the Moldova Arena in Sarns. Peru back at the World Cup after a gap of 36 years has been boosted with the availability of the captain Paolo Guerrero, who has been hit with a doping ban. The big action from Group D pits two-time champions Argentina against World Cup newcomers Iceland at the Spartak Stadium in Moscow. This is Iceland's second successive appearance at a major tournament after their dream run into the quarterfinals at the European Championship in 2016. Argentina are gunning for their first World Cup since 1986. In the other Group D, contenders Croatia and Nigeria lock horns in Kaliningrad, hoping to make an early case for progression into the knockout rounds. Nigeria, the lowest-ranked team in the group, have managed only one win at a World Cup since 1998, while Croatia have not progressed into the knockout rounds since making their debut as an independent nation in 1998.